is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's Friday Night Lights on the Oklahoma Sports Network featuring the Jones Longhorns, but it's not just any Friday night tonight here at Tim Wallace Stadium in Jones, Oklahoma. It is senior night. It's a big time. There's going to be a lot of emotions and some great football action. That's what we've got for you as the Jones Longhorns will take on the Oklahoma Christian Saints. I'm Zach Reynolds, back here with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network, and joining me is Tessa Durrell, somebody very familiar with the program, with the team, with the community. And Tessa, what does a night like senior night mean to the people of Jones?
You know, that's something I actually think I have a lot of background on. You know, I graduated from Jones in 2021, and my dad graduated from Jones as well. And just a small town like Jones, I think senior night is so important because so many of these kids have been involved in the community through the school, especially in this small town, and kind of getting to capitalize on that and just in the night with this, or almost in the season in a way with their senior night. It's really special. And of course, it's more than just our football players here. We have cheerleaders, we have band, so many kids that have been so involved in a school that really is the most pivotal part of this community.
Of course, it is senior night, but for these players, it won't be their last game, and it probably won't even be their last home game. It's been a really good season, sitting at 6-2 right now. Looking like they'll get at least one home playoff game, hopefully here at Tim Wallace Stadium. But nonetheless, it's a big night full of emotion, and we're ready to see if they can use that emotion for a positive performance.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, you know, I was telling you before we even started the broadcast, OCS has been a team that Jones plays in so many sports, and we have for so long. They used to play them in a week 0 game a lot of times, and I always remember that game because it's always close to my dad's birthday. So he's always coaching down there on the sideline close to his birthday and playing OCS. So there's a little bit of history here between the two teams, and I think it's just going to be a great game and a really exciting game too because OCS is just down the street, you know, not even 20 minutes down the street. And, of course, a lot of these kids know each other. They've grown up around each other, and I think we're in for a really good night here.
They're getting ready to set up the national anthem. We're going to go ahead and take a break here on the Oklahoma Sports Network and then be back and break down this game a little bit more on the other side. Stay with us on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Bank First is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success, and finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Welcome back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Zach Reynolds and Tessa Durrell here with you to bring the action. We've got two good teams facing off here, and two teams, like Tessa had mentioned, that know each other very well, Oklahoma Christian and Jones. Both teams, I believe, at 6-2 on the season and trying to look forward to the playoffs and get more momentum building as we're here towards the end of the season.
Yeah, and like you said, this history here, I think that changes so much for the team. And being a part of Jones growing up as a trainer and, of course, as a coach's kid and a player's sister, too, while I was in high school, I understand how these close proximity games mean just a little bit more for teams.
Jones about to come out of the tunnel and take the field. We're going to be starting probably a little bit late here with those senior night festivities, but that's okay. It's good to just everybody gets their recognition before the game, and that's a big deal for the kids, and glad to see them be able to do that. Breaking down this matchup here, Jones has been really good all season long, especially at the quarterback position. It has been Asen Hansen leading the way all season. He's a junior, not one of the seniors, but he's looked really good, and I've seen a lot of senior-like qualities, veteran-type qualities out of him when he's able to run the ball and then also be able to pass it away even when the pocket collapses. He gets outside, and he still looks downfield.
Yeah, and that's something, too, I consider – a junior quarterback young in a lot of ways, and thinking about Asen here, playing running back last year, with Clayton Creasy playing quarterback, there's a learning curve to that. There's some things we've seen in his early season. Of course, that lets you know he was a running back because he's really good in the run game, and I've loved to see how his passing game has developed over even just the last couple of weeks. Decision-making has gotten a lot stronger, and I think if you're the offensive coordinator, you're really excited. I know that for a fact. But also as fans here, it's just been really fun to see how Asen's game has developed as a whole because he's improved on that passing game to go along with that really, really strong run game.
You can see they're having the coin toss at midfield. And the coin toss is brought to you by Revitalize Implants. Restore your smile for less. Outstanding care, comfort, and affordability are their top priorities. They're dedicated to providing modern, cost-effective dental implant solutions to fit any budget. Call us up at appointment at 405-216-3735 or visit them online at revitalizeimplants.com. Jones will be in the all blacks with the white lettering. Nice look for them, and it's easy. Makes my job easier. I can see the numbers really nice. OCS will be in the road white with blue helmets. And you can see got the seniors out there for the coin toss. That's Riley Ellison, Caleb Chappell, Mason Templeton, and Cruz Cranford. They're all seniors, and they're all very evidently leaders on this team.
Definitely, and it was so fun to talk earlier. I was talking about being a graduate from here, you get to know siblings of these players, and just half these kids were ball boys when I was a trainer here. So getting to see how they've developed as players, and of course, like Caleb Chappell is developed into quite an athlete, but an outstanding football player. I'm excited to see what the senior night means for them and maybe what kind of implications that has on their game tonight.
Well, the team's set to come out of the tunnel in just moments. We're going to go ahead and take another break and be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Zach Reynolds, Tessa Durrell back with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Both teams now on the field, not on the sidelines, and we'll be getting this one kicked off here momentarily. The Jones Longhorns' last home game of the season, of the regular season. Again, they should be in a position to host a playoff game, but we'll know for sure here in a couple of weeks. But they've had a really good season, only a couple of losses, one to Millwood. Nobody's going to sneeze at you for losing to Millwood. Both these teams have 2 losses on the season, and each of them have lost one to Millwood. So they're in similar positions with that. And then the other loss the Jones picked up, it was a very close one. That was against, I remember back, it was against Bethany, who is now in the Oklahoma Sports Network. They joined us mid-season this year. And that was a tough one. The last second, literally, second touchdown, Bethany able to take it back.
Yeah, that was one I heard about at the house, of course, those tight games like that. And with a school in a program as good as Bethany, that one you just kind of take on the chin and roll with it.
The Longhorns set to take the opening kickoff here. Looks like Chase Pitts is back deep, as well as Cale Clark and Drew Thomas. 3 guys with a lot of speed and some shifty ability. Those are the 3 deep for the Longhorns, and kicking off for OCS, that looks like it is
47 there.
That's Brooks Ray. Just a freshman, 5'8", 140 pounds, does the kicking for him. Left-footed, boots this one away. A solid kick coming in and making the catch as Clark. He drops it momentarily, picks it back up, and will be swarmed down right around the 20-yard line. So that's where Jones will start the drive.
Yeah, you know, they're going to have to keep – with a team like this and a matchup that I think is going to be rather tight, especially in the beginning, they've got to play a really clean first quarter. Arguably, that's when I think you have to play your cleanest game, because that's when you're gathering information on how, you know, that defense is going to play your offensive calls and things to that extent. So they really need to keep it clean here in this first quarter.
This first quarter is brought to you by Valor Physical Therapy in Choctaw. They're on Northeast 23rd Street in Choctaw, or by phone at 405-993-3157. So Asen Hansen out there to lead the offense as he has all season. Creighton Jones across the formation. Hansen looking to pass, fires, and has a man out on the sideline. That's Riley Ellison, the big tight end target. Picks up a few on first down.
You know, I'll be interested to see how he gets involved in this game tonight. Big target, big opportunity on offense for Jones there.
You know, he's just so big, and he's fast, too, at that size. It's all about trying to put it all together. We know he's a good blocker, trying to get some more catches for him this season. He's lined up in the slot towards the bottom of your screen here. Hansen out of the shotgun will turn and hand off to Dakota Harris running up the middle, and he's going to be near the first down, couple yards short, but a nice second down pickup.
You know, he's one I've been really excited to watch, of course, because being here for Millwood and the game before that, I can't remember who it was. But I didn't get to see Dakota Harris play, so I'm excited to see him in action a little bit more tonight.
He's been really good this season. He obviously is a big guy with that strength, but he's got some surprising wheels for a kid that size as well. Leads the team rushing with 8 touchdowns rushing this season. Hansen will hand off to him up the middle. He's got a big hole. He's got a first down and a lot more all the way across the 45, nearing midfield.
And I'll be even more excited to keep watching him run if he can get first downs like that.
And that's what we're talking about in the offensive line. Opened up a hole, and even though he looks like a kind of a stubbier guy, he's got good burst. Picked up the first down a lot more that time. He'll go to the sideline. DeBusk and Cranford into the game now. They're two that played almost exclusively defense through the first half of the season, but the last few games have gotten involved on offense. DeBusk has been a touchdown machine since he's come in as a running back option. Anson keeps it himself this time. He's got a lot of room. Might have picked up the first down there. Either way, he's into OCS territory. And they do move the chains, so the running game working strong here early for the Longhorns. 10:30 to go in the first quarter.
And that was a great looking play right there. Really deceptive. I mean, Hansen had me sold on that one that he had handed the ball off. So if they can keep playing like that, they should be in good shape here on this drive.
DeBusk still in the backfield as the running back at the right hip of Hansen. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right at the bottom of your screen. Here comes Ellison across the formation. Going to be another run for DeBusk this time. Up the gut, picks up a solid 4 or 5 yards. Nice push from the offensive line that time.
And that's one thing we talked about as well, having a pretty young offensive line. This is exciting to see. Knock on wood up here. This is exciting to see. There's not been a ton of mistakes yet from the line, so hopefully they can keep this going and really punctuate this run game that we have developed right now.
Well, as you mentioned, it's a young line. It was that way to begin the season. They've had some injuries and things like that as well, some shuffling in that offensive line. So it's been a key thing to watch for the last several games. They're doing a good job so far here. It's 2nd and 6 from the 39. Jones has thrown 1 pass, been all run since then. Fake the run this time. Hansen is immediately pressured, rolls out right, trying to look downfield, stops, sets his feet, and just throws it out of bounds to avoid a loss.
You know, going back to there, talking about that offensive line, in high school football, I always say it, the biggest battle is in the trenches. And being an offensive coordinator's kid, I understand how imperative it is that you have a strong offensive line, because if you don't, that offensive versatility is just not there. So it's been exciting to see what is opened offensively just because of that line getting more experience as the season goes on.
First 3rd down to face here for Jones, or 2nd rather, but we'll see if they can get this one. 3rd and 6. Hansen fakes a handoff, and they blow this one dead. It's going to be a false start. So they'll back them up and make it a more difficult 3rd down. Be 3rd and 11 now.
You know, and these are some of the mistakes that may come with a, not even that it's a less experienced line, but there's less chemistry across the line there. As you play, you know, those false starts tend to happen less. So that could always be chalked up to something as they haven't been playing together long enough.
3 receivers to the right. And we got to stop here trying to get the clock to roll. Head referee coming here to the sideline to talk with Coach Witt, it looks like. Opening drive here. Jones has moved from their own 20-yard line into OCS territory, but now we're backed up with a 3rd and 11 with 9 minutes to go in the first quarter and rolling. Big first down here early on the first possession of the game. Hansen fakes a handoff, slings it outside to Chase Pitts. He's got blockers in front of him, breaks their first tackle. It's going to take 2 or 3 of them to bring him down. He's across the 35. It's going to be real close to that first down marker. We'll see where they mark him.
Yeah, it's going to be awfully close here. I don't think they're moving it, but
going to be a little bit short, but right now Jones going quick, lining up for it. Trying to go for the 4th down conversion here, and they get the jump. Tried for a hard count, but it was a false start. They got a guy to jump, but so did the Jones offensive lineman. So from 4th and 1, it's going to be now 4th and 6 about. Now they might have to make a more tough decision on whether to go for it or not.
And it's looking like they're still going to be going for it, but that's an opportunity for a momentum change right there. When you get that first down, it changes everything for your offense, but it also puts that offense, you're in the defense's mind at that point because you can convert on a 4th down. Offense,
as you mentioned, staying out there. DeBusk, the running back, 2 receivers to each side of Asen Hansen. It'll be a 4th and 5 here. They're going to run a play. Fakes the handoff. Throws the slant. Ellison can't hang on. Drops the ball right there at the first down marker, so it'll be a turnover on downs.
You know, and that's okay right there. I think as long as Jones keeps some, of course, time clock, understanding that they've run off some time, which may actually help in the long run here because it might be a tight game, and time management is going to be very, very important here in this game.
So OCS will have their first try on the offensive side now after their defense stood up, got helped out by a couple of false starts that hurt that Jones drive.
Like I said, your first quarter needs to be your cleanest, I think. So hopefully we can fix that here in this second half of this first quarter.
Wyatt Fitzgerald is the senior quarterback. He'll hand off up the middle to Morris. doesn't have a lot of room, tries to bounce it outside, but he'll be tackled for a big loss anyway. That Jones defensive line has been so stout all season long, and no different right there.
You know, so much of that I always like to say is from Caleb Chappell. Of course, graduating with his brother, it's been so fun to see Caleb really excel and just, man, what a difference maker he is in a game.
We've mentioned not a lot of seniors on this team, only 13 of them, but a lot of them are on that defensive line, and that helps. Fake handoff here to the man in motion. Instead, they hand off to Morris again, and he is stuffed right there by Mason Templeton, another senior here on senior night, making a big play.
Like I said, these are momentum shift right here. This one is. Getting those stops twice in a row right there makes a huge difference in your defensive's overall confidence, and hopefully Jones can keep this going and keep that confidence up.
So it'll be 3rd down, and they're behind the sticks here. It'll be 3rd and 12, I believe. So let's see if they go with another runner. Might have to switch to the pass here. Fitzgerald can sling it. Fakes a handoff. Fakes another. Now he has to roll out right, looking downfield. Slings back across his body. It's picked off. It's Trip Rogers. He's got nobody in front of him. Pick 6.
There's that momentum change right there, Zach. We were just talking about it. That puts so much confidence in not only your Jones defense, but your offense now has a lot less pressure going into this, and that couldn't have happened better.
You know, it's a high school quarterback, but you get to those higher levels, they always say never throw back across your body, and that right there is exactly why Trip Rogers read it like a book, like it was green eggs in a hand back in kindergarten, picked it off and took it to the house.
Never heard that one before. That was a good one. I haven't heard that one. You could coin that as your own right there.
Colson Lindsay, freshman, on for the extra point. He's been so good at kicking the extra points all season long. I think he'll contribute in more ways other than kicking in his future here at Jones. But this year he's been asked to do the PATs and field goals, and another one is true that time. Jones with a pick 6 in the extra point. It's 7-0 here early on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Bank First is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
A pretty easy scoring recap for that one. Trip Rogers with an interception and returned it for the touchdown. That scoring recap brought to you by Jones Nutrition, bringing the best smoothies and energizing drinks in town, and they're proud supporters of Jones Athletics. 9244 Hiwassee Suite 400. Lindsay kicks away this one, and a little trickeration, trying for it anyway. That's Eli Winters, who faked a handoff after receiving the kick, but Jones was not fooled. Maybe I was a little bit, but I got back to it, and he's dropped behind the 20-yard line.
Always seems us to be fooled. They never seem to be quite as messed up by it.
It's a tougher angle up here, I swear.
That's what I'm gonna say. Asen tricks me. Even on the sideline, Asen always tricks me with his hand. I'm never sure. May lose some credibility there.
So Jones back to the defense just moments after the pick 6 from Trip Rogers. And that's a guy that's a younger guy. He's only a sophomore. Has played some running back in some blowouts. He's gotten in there at running back and showed good promise there. But is getting involved, even as a sophomore, quite a bit on defense. They try to keep the secondary pretty fresh. They move guys in and out, and he's one of those guys that gets worked in there, and that time he made the most of his minutes. An interesting formation here for OCS. Going to be a handoff, trying to cut it back up the middle. That was Morris, and he's dropped for another loss, it looks like.
You know, going back to that, Jones having so many young players here on their roster, I think that takes so much pressure off at this point. I don't think these plays maybe hit as deep when they do mess up. They're more looked at as learning opportunities, and I truly think that helps this team when it does come down to it as far as attitude goes and morale on the sideline.
2nd and 11, Fitzgerald fakes a handoff, rolls out right, fires, has a man open for a first down. DeBusk eventually makes the tackle, but not before that's a first down catch for James Huffmeyer.
You know, and that one's not too bad to give up right now. You're still in a good position as a defense. Of course, it's better to not let that happen, but it's definitely not something that Jones should be too worried about yet at this point.
There's that formation again where they have two running backs in the backfield. This time they're both to the left of the quarterback, Fitzgerald. He'll take the handoff and put it in the hands of Morris up the middle, and he got through the first couple of offensive linemen, but then DeBusk just slings him down.
You know, Jones is coming off the snap much faster than I've seen on defense, at least from a sideline aspect. I don't know if it's been like that, you know, the past couple of weeks, but that's definitely something exciting to see here tonight.
Well, so far there's just absolutely zero room to run for Colson Morris, who's the leading rusher for the Saints. And this time they're going empty on 2nd and 10, we'll call it. It might be 2nd and 11. Going empty, but Winters will shift in the backfield. He'll fake the handoff to him. Fitzgerald is pressured, has to step up away now. He'll have to run for it and dives down at the feet of Mason Templeton. And that time the defensive line showing that they're not just rush defense. That time they got to the quarterback a little bit.
And I think when you are going so heavy off the snap, it makes it difficult to kind of recover in those situations when the quarterback, you know, of course, is deciding to run the ball, but they recovered very well on that one right there.
So 3rd down and 9 here. Jones defense trying to get off the field here. One first down has been picked up for OCS so far. Fake handoff. Fitzgerald looking to throw. Has to roll out left away from pressure. Now will take off for the sideline. He'll get out of bounds, but nowhere near the first down. It'll be 4th and long.
You know, and that's something that I'm noticing here too is he's looking to throw and giving himself time. So this defense is trying to adapt. Now that he's kind of showed a run game, they're trying to adapt. Okay, so how far should I sit on this? How, is he going to run it? It's changing things up a little bit here.
Well, make no mistake, with the inauspicious start of the pick six, Fitzgerald's a talented quarterback they'll have to watch out for. And here, shows off his leg as well. That's a nice punt. And that one's still rolling. It's an OCS roll all the way across the 15. So a nice punt, really good punt, actually. I really should be selling it more. That's a really good punt from Fitzgerald.
That was a really good punt there on his behalf.
So Jones will have a long way to go for this drive. After the punt, but the defense has done its job. They put points up on the board, which is always just a bonus, really. And they've now gotten off the field, forced a punt, so the offense back out, and we'll see if they can keep a more sustained drive this time. Their first drive had some good runs in it, but then stalled out with some false start penalties.
And, of course, something to note, too, is there's 3 minutes and 58 seconds left here in this quarter. So you don't have a ton of time, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, the ball's in your hands, and that's the way you want it to be. You want to be in control of that clock and of the scoring opportunity.
Carter Harris is the running back. Ellison shifts in as an H-back type role. Harris up the right. Nice first down gain. He just runs so hard. Not usually knocked down by first contact the way he runs the football.
You know, that's one thing I've learned in high school football I appreciate so much is a strong running back like that, working in schools from Middale and then now adding Jones to the schools I've been able to sideline report for. Coda Harris is one of those talents that you just get really excited about as a running back.
5-yard pickup on first down makes it 2nd and 5. Ellison shifts back near that same spot, a high snap, and it's going to be blown dead. Another false start for Jones.
See, this one hurts a bit more because you're so much, you know, you're pushed back so far at this point. Those mistakes really do put you in a bad pressure situation. And not only, you know, physically are you in a bad spot, but mentally now you have that in the back of your head that these mistakes are putting you in such a bad spot.
Third false start already for the Longhorns. Backs it up to the 14-yard line. Fake handoff to Harris. Hansen trying to go himself outside, but he's dropped down. And the ball is out, but they're going to say, looks like they're going to rule him down by contact, and they do.
You know, that one he got hit by his own teammate, folding in half a little bit there after he was down, so hoping he can pop up and be okay after that too.
Cooper Ivey, number 53, he was the man in on the quarterback hit that time, trying to bring Hansen down. They ruled him down by contact, though, before the ball pops out, so it'll be 3rd down and 8. Hansen able to pick up a yard that time. 2:50 to go here in the first quarter. Clock continues to roll. Harris, the running back of the left hip of Hanson, 2 receivers to each side. Hanson looking to pass this time, looking left. Now he'll roll right. Fires this one deep down the field, looking for Cale Clark, and
There's
it is going to fall to
too.
the ground. Yeah, there's a flag, likely a hold when it's in that spot. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, as an offensive gal, those always hurt my feelings seeing that flag there in the back.
It will be a hold, and OCS has the option to decline this if they want, and they will, as the result of the play makes it 4th and 8, and backed up like this, and it's too risky to try to go for it, so they'll send out the punting unit. And Creighton Jones, we've talked about him. We talked about him before the broadcast about how multi-talented he is. He plays both or all three sides of the ball. He plays
Yes.
offense, defense, and he's the punter. And I have it on good authority that he's quite the basketball player as well.
Yes, and that was always something I found so interesting. You know, when I first met Creighton, I was reporting for QBI, a quarterback's camp, and seeing him as a quarterback do so well, but now in high school, really excelling in all positions. But, man, he's a great basketball player, too. It's just so cool to see these kids grow into amazing athletes, and Creighton's definitely at the top of that list of fantastic athletes.
Atticus Sage there caught the punt and was immediately drove down at the 45. A decent punt, certainly by high school standards, but it's still decent field position, or rather good field position for OCS here. The best field position they've had so far today, with 2:25 to go in the first. Again, the first quarter brought to you by Valor Physical Therapy in Choctaw. Fitzgerald back out there to lead the Saints. An empty backfield. We'll see if they motion somebody in like last time. Nope, they're keeping it empty. It's a QB draw. Immediately takes off to run. And a herd of Longhorns there to bring him down. He got back to the line of scrimmage plus a couple. But not much more. DeBusk in there on the stop.
DeBusk is doing a great job of just getting involved on every play. And, you know, on defense, that's really all you can want to do is be involved. And he's being an asset for this team right now.
Sort of the most basic job description of a linebacker. Be involved on every play. Go
everything.
to the ball.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what DeBusk does. And usually when he gets the ball, he hits them pretty hard.
Oh, he hasn't looked like he's been real nice out here so far tonight.
Fitzgerald fakes the handoff, will roll out right, looking to pass. Still holding it now. He'll just throw it away.
Hit a cheerleader over there.
That'll bring up 3rd down. Eli Winter was sitting right about the sticks, but appeared to be a little bit open, but Creighton Jones was camping right behind him, ready to lay a big hit, so Fitzgerald decided not to throw that pass.
Oh, yeah. If there's a place I'm not gambling, it's where you can find Creighton Jones. I'm not gambling on a ball anywhere near him. He's too athletic. He can turn that into a turnover very fast.
So 3rd and 7 from the 42 here for the Saints. Minute 38 to go in the first quarter. Fitzgerald with a lone running back. That's Morris. Fakes the handoff, swings it outside. Ball is tipped and will fall to the turf. Intended for a winner off his hands. A little bit out in front of him. That's going to make it 4th and 7.
If you're OCS, you're nervous on that one right there. That was almost a pick again. Off the bobbles. Looking like Washington a little bit a couple weeks ago with that Hail Mary.
Tough spot in the field here at the 42, but it's 4th down and 7. Right now looks like they're going to go for it in an empty set. But Thomas does go back to return just in case. And he is going to look to throw. Throws it, and it is dropped. He was intended for Atticus Sage. Likely tacklers would have been there anyway, but Sage couldn't hold on. It's a turnover on downs. And, you know, that's one of those interesting things you don't think about. You see sometimes in high school football when the quarterback's the punter, you're never quite sure.
Never quite sure. And that's, you know, he's a great punter, which is awesome, but he's also a good quarterback. So then being able to have that versatility, that's a huge asset to your team. No one really ever knows what you're going to do, and that makes it difficult when you're playing defense against that.
Well, his last punt was so good partially because it was able to roll so far because Jones didn't put a returner back because they were worried about keeping all their defenders up close in case he wanted to pass. That time they had a returner back. They decided to pass it but couldn't complete it. Hanson will look to pass now for the Longhorns. Now he'll step up away from pressure, rolls out to the left, trying to turn the edge, and he does. He'll be dropped out of bounds by Atticus Sage, chasing him down, but he picks up a solid 4 or 5 yards.
Man, watching Hansen run has been something that's, really been a privilege this year. He runs with no fear. He can see a defender coming at him, and there's no slide. He wants that first down every play, and that's one of the reasons why he's such a great player.
I've talked with Coach Haynes in past games about, Coach is like, sometimes I want you to slide. But Hayson, he always fights for those extra yards. Harris breaks through their first tackle, still carrying defenders way across into OCS territory. That's what I'm talking about. We saw the burst earlier that time. You see the strength. Just shrugged off the first would-be tackler and then carried a couple of more for some extra yardage.
Yeah, and that's always exciting there to have two running threats in your game with your quarterback and, of course, with Coda Harris.
So Harris gets the Longhorns into Saints territory. 50 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Handoff this time to Luke DeBusk. He's got a big hole up the gut, and he gets near a first down himself. The offensive line doing a really good job here in the first quarter.
Keeping it clean, that changes everything. You have to give yourself the opportunity to be successful. When you're getting those penalties, you really shut that down.
And they snap the ball. The sticks aren't moved yet. It's a handoff to DeBusk, and he's carrying some defenders. The guy had his ankle. He kept hopping forward for more yardage. Another nice run for Luke DeBusk. Coda Harris checks back into the game.
They're keeping those chains moving over there, too.
And now they're going to have to move to the other side of the field because that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Jones Longhorns on top, 7-0, thanks to a pick six from Trip Rogers, but they're knocking on the door of the end zone on the offensive side. Come back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Welcome back to the Oklahoma Sports Network for the second quarter, brought to you by Bank First. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma and loyal to you, member FDIC, Bank First of Jones. And Jones Longhorns on the Oklahoma Sports Network with you. Lead 7-0. Trip Rogers had an interception return for a touchdown early on in that first quarter. And here as we start the second, the Longhorns on offense are in the red zone and have another first down from the 14. Harris, the running back, has had a nice run on this drive already. He's at the right hip of Asen Hansen. And Hansen fakes the handoff, finds a hole to the right side, jigging and driving all around, and he is near the first down marker. He'll be a little shy, but good first down pickup there.
Looks like someone's without a helmet down there, maybe Ty Duran. He's going to have to come off.
And immediately, Dorian Wiley rushes in there to take over at the O-line spot, at least for one play. And it's worth pointing out Dorian has played some offensive line this year with the injuries and juggling things around, so he's experienced there a little bit. Harris and DeBusk both in the game here. Harris at kind of a fullback spot, DeBusk the running back. He'll take the handoff up the gut, and he is down inside the 5, just shy of the goal line. But that will reset to a first down.
Getting chippy down there between the line a little bit. That's part of winning the trenches in every high school game, too, is keeping it clean in that respect. Don't be the one that shoots your offense in the foot or even your defense. Don't do it.
First and goal from the 2 here. DeBusk, as I mentioned, has been a touchdown machine since getting reps at running back, and he's got himself another one right there. Just barrels over the defensive line. In for another score, Luke DeBusk.
And a good spot here. That helps so much, and like we said, confidence is a huge thing in these high school games, especially when you're going into a game thinking it's going to be as tight as it is, as records show with OCS and Jones. So that one is definitely a morale booster over here on the sideline.
Looks like they may be going for 2 this time. It's 13-0 right now, maybe trying to make it 15-0. Harris, the running back at the left hip of Hansen. 2 receivers to the left. Hansen fakes the handoff, jukes out a defender. Still rolling away, breaks a tackle, dives in, and the 2-point conversion is good. And that is Asen Hansen in a nutshell right there.
Man, we were talking about the times we want him to slide. For so long, I thought I wanted him to there on that play, and then I realized he didn't need to. We didn't need him to. He was just fine.
They add on 2. It's 15-0. Jones Longhorns on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Zach Reynolds, Tessa Durrell with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network as Colson Lindsay boots away the kickoff. And that one is going to hold up at the 1. It's got to be fielded. Do they call it a safety or do they call him down at the 1? They'll call him down at the 1, but
Not bad either way. Not upset.
Exactly what Jones wanted, coming off of a score where they had a long drive with a lot of great runs, finished off by a Luke DeBusk 2-yard touchdown run. That scoring recap brought to you by Jones Nutrition. They bring you the best smoothies and energizing drinks in town, and they're proud supporters of Jones Athletics. They're at 9244 Hiwassee Suite 400. Check them out on social media. Just stop in and say hi. So Coastal Lindsay that time boots it away, and the returner had to make a choice. He was going to let it go to try to be a touchback, but it just held up right at the 1.
You saw that decision-making happen from up here. You watched it happen. And truly, if I was down there, I think that would be a difficult choice for me too. And not to mention, you're scared you're going to get hit. There's that fear too. I don't want to get hit. I wouldn't want to get hit.
This is a really tough spot for OCS, who's not been able to run the ball so far today. The Jones defensive line has been getting through for tackles for losses pretty much every time they've tried to run the ball so far through this first half. But here they're on the 1-yard line. You can't afford a tackle for loss. It's also risky to pass it, so we'll see what they do. And they're going to have a delay of game. They were a late sub coming in for OCS, but the delay of game
can't go anywhere.
Can't go much. Maybe half a yard if they decide to move it. And they do. Move it half a yard. So ball placed at the half-yard line. You're going to have to break through for a couple here if you're OCS.
The pressure's
to avoid
on.
A safety.
Yeah, the pressure's on right now for OCS.
It's a handoff to Morris, and he's going to be dropped. Ball's out, too. Hembry dives on it. Or make that Templeton. No, I was right the first time. It was Walker Hembry. He dives on the ball, and Jones recovers the fumble right at the 1-yard line.
Man. You're excited if you're Jones. You're capitalizing on everything you can right now, and you really do have control of this game here.
And especially after a start where your first drive, you drive a little bit and then get stalled out by penalties, that can have a negative effect on some teams, but Jones has battled back, and since then, you're right, they're capitalizing on everything.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things I try to remember, and maybe it is because, I've been in high school football for so long involved with it, it hurts a lot more. They're kids. They're high school kids. So for them to get over that and come out here and still play to the best of their ability says a lot about this team.
Cruz Cranford, the senior, he was the homecoming king a couple of weeks ago. Has been a defensive lineman, one of the leaders on this team. He's at the running back spot. He'll get the handoff, jukes out a defender, still on his feet, trying to push through. Touchdown, Jones.
I always love to see the number 5 jersey get in there. That was my brother's number, so I'm always excited to see it get in there.
Cranford and DeBusk, as I mentioned, been getting more involved on offense the last 3-4 games, I'd say. And I do want to go back, even though that was Cranford that made that touchdown run. Luke DeBusca's, like I said, 4 games max, I think, been playing running back in certain spots, and that was a 7th touchdown moments ago. That one there for Cruz Cranford, I believe that's his 2nd or 3rd, trying to find it here. That is his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year, and Colson Lindsay, true as usual, makes another extra point, 22-0. It's all Jones in the first half on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Back on the Oklahoma Sports Network, and a couple of things went wrong there quickly for OCS, and it's 22-0 now in favor of Jones. Lindsay, another kickoff. This time it will be fielded by the Saints. Trying to make a turn. He's got to crease that Sage with it. Gets past the kicker. He might go all the way. He's to the 30, to the 20. Purvis leaps, can't get there. It's going to be a touchdown for Atticus Sage. And just like that, the Saints saying, hey, it's still early. We're not going anywhere.
And, man, we were talking about him looking to run here. He's a lot faster than I thought he was after watching that happen.
So Atticus Sage that time returns the kick for a touchdown. Second time in the last 3 weeks I think we've seen that against the Jones special teams unit. I believe it happened at Chisholm as well.
You know, you can't get complacent here. You have to be so careful. And they're in a great spot, of course. 22-6, a little over 10 minutes here left. But you just can't get complacent, because if you give up touchdowns like that too many times, you've put yourself in a really bad spot, and you lose all of that momentum and the edge that you gain on the other team.
Noah Wogelmuth puts through the extra point. It's 22-7, a little life out of OCS. Come back with us on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Bank First is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to
Plenty of action already here in the second quarter. There's 10:26 to go in the second quarter, brought to you by Bank First of Jones, and we've seen 3 touchdowns already. We saw a touchdown drive that was mostly in the first quarter be capped off at the start of the second quarter from Jones. Then they got a fumble at the 1-yard line and recovered it, ran it in for another touchdown, and then on that kickoff, Atticus Sage for the OCS Saints returned it for a touchdown. So 3 touchdowns in just a couple of minutes of this second quarter. Still a lot to play, and now kind of an onside kick try, but that will go out of bounds. That'll be a penalty on OCS.
That's quite a bit of action for those first couple drives. Really, the first quarter, not much going on.
It was 7-0 after the first quarter, and now it is 22-7. That is how fast this is flipped on its head. And a lot of game left, and OCS showing some fight. Jones will have good starting field position for this drive after the free kick out of bounds.
I'm interested to see what they're going for here because, of course, great running game. But really, there's not been a lot of time burn off here in the second quarter, so we'll see how they're looking to maybe manage that clock throughout the rest of this quarter.
I haven't seen many passes from the Longhorns yet today, but the running game has been working so well. This time, Caleb Chappell in the backfield. They fake to him. Look to air it down the field. Chase Pitts wide open. He can walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Longhorns.
You asked for that one, huh? You said they hadn't passed it. You asked for it. They listened. You can tell Coach Durrell thank you for hearing you out on that one.
Chase Pitts can run, can he?
Oh, my goodness. He's so fun to watch. And that's, you know, it's so fun to see a receiver like that really get an edge on a defensive player and open himself up. And then also to have Asen who recognizes that. And I trust that Asen's been a great player all year, but just seeing his passing game and his ability to see that now, and also that was a beautiful throw. That was a perfect throw out there to Pitts. So just great development there on that offense.
Jones going for 2 here. Hand off to Chappell up the middle. Breaks through the first tackle. Looks like he's going to be brought down, though. Valiant effort, but a lot of Saints combined there, including Schwant, the linebacker, to stop him. But Jones scores a touchdown on one play again. That's the third time they've done that in this second quarter already. With 10:18 to go, it's 28-7 Longhorns on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Lindsey kicks this one away. Line drive kick. Going to be fielded again by Atticus Sage, who returned it for a touchdown his last time. Trying to go up the sideline here. He'll be pushed out of bounds just shy of the 30, and that's where OCS will start. And it's another one-play scoring recap for Jones. The bomb to Chase Pitts. Or would that be a 60-yard touchdown, I believe, from Asen Hansen to Chase Pitts on the one play.
It was a fun one. That was a good one to watch.
Fake handoff to Chappell. Let it fly to Pitts, who burned his man. That scoring recap brought to you by Jones Nutrition, who bring you the best smoothies and energizing drinks in town, and they're proud supporters of Jones Athletics. At 9244 Hiawassee Suite 400, you can go in there and stop in and say hi, or you can just check them out on social media.
I do every time I'm in Jones. One of my favorites.
28-7, 10-11 to go here in the second quarter, brought to you by Bank First of Jones. Winner across the formation, faked handoff to him, and this is Sage who took the snap, and he will be brought down for a loss. Cruz Cranford in there, Luke DeBusk as well, the usual suspect for the Longhorns. Riley Ellison playing defensive line tonight a little bit more than usual as well, I've noticed. That's a big presence to have there down on the line. And it's gotten a lot of push so far. Been not much running room that time. They tried to get it to Sage, who, after we saw that touchdown return for a touchdown, or that kickoff return for a touchdown, he's got some athleticism and speed to him. Certainly, they're trying to find creative ways to run the ball here. Fitzgerald looking to pass, will swing it out. That's Morris, the running back. He's got blockers in front, picks up some yardage, and is eventually ushered out of bounds by Creighton Jones.
You know, and right there, our corner just gets pinned a little bit on the inside, giving them that leeway, of course, to make a play happen. We haven't seen that yet tonight, and you never know. That could be because of fatigue, different things like that. So if Jones could just really make sure they're not getting pinned in to open things on the outside, they should be in good shape here.
It'll be 3rd down and 5. And, you know, it is at least worth pointing out that is all these one-play touchdowns for the offenses, keeping the defense out there quite a bit for Jones, so that'll be something to keep our eye on, the fatigue level, if you will. The Saints going empty here on 3rd and 5. And now it looks like they're going to have to burn a timeout as the play clock is running down. So they take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Longhorns on top, 28-7, 9:19 to go on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Bank First is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
Third and 5 here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Fitzgerald looking to pass. He's pressured by Ellison, trying to get away, and he's dropped for a sack. Riley Ellison off the edge.
That was a big play right there for Riley. I know that's got to get him hyped up, and really cool to see him have an impact here on this defense on the line.
So that'll make it 4th down. Looks like they'll try to punt. They'll punt this one away this time, it looks like. Drew Thomas back, set to return for the Longhorns. Still have to be careful. And now we get a jump. Chappell jumps off sides. I'll give him 5 yards. It's still going to be 4th down here.
Maybe didn't say it soon enough, huh? Telling them to be careful. They didn't hear us, did they?
Well, that's a bit of a ticky-tacky call, but Chappell did jump across the plane there. And so it's 4th and 5.
Yeah, he almost stopped himself, but just not quite on that.
And 4th and 5, this is still a tough pickup. It looks like they're still in punt formation here, although they did shift out some offensive line differently. That makes me a little weary. But Fitzgerald will boot this one away. Thomas still looking to return it. Muffs the punt, trying to dive on top of it. I believe he got back there. And he did. So Jones will still get the ball. Thomas able to recover after that.
You know, the box over, they had this about the same feel I did. Same, different sentiment, but same feel of, uh-oh. You heard him kind of sigh there. It's kind of how it was feeling up here, a little bit scary.
It doesn't matter what side you're on. Anytime the ball goes loose like that, everybody kind of holds their breath a little bit.
No
you
one
can
breathes.
hear it. But Thomas able to get back on it. So Jones will get the football back, and they've been extremely efficient on offense. They've been running the ball really well and hadn't had many passes until their last drive where they went play-action pass on the first play, and it resulted in a 60-yard touchdown to Chase Pitts.
You know, and efficient was what you want to be at this point in the year. You don't want to give away too much, and by scoring quick on these drives, it really does put Jones not only in a good position tonight, but going into playoffs here too.
Harris, the running back, 2 receivers to each side for Hanson. Fakes the handoff, now will fire the slant to Riley Ellison. Breaks the first tackle, trying to get on his horse, and he carries 2 defenders across the 50. A guy that size is going to take more than that to bring him down.
How about that? Within not even 2 minutes out here, he's in on a sack and then has him a nice little reception there.
And nice to see him catch that slant and take it for some big yardage there after he dropped a 4th down slant earlier. It was a turnover on downs. He's able to kind of get himself back that time.
Good moment of recovery for him there. He may have, that defensive play may have helped ease the burn a little bit, but that definitely did.
Ellison stacked here at the bottom of your screen with another receiver. There's one out to the right. It's going to be a handoff to Harris. Bumps off the first defender, still pushing the pile, and he's going to pick up 5 or more yards on 1st down that time. Garrett Clark loses his helmet. He'll go out for a play, and Wiley will step in for a play like he did last time. An offensive lineman lost the helmet. You know, it certainly can be an issue when you have to shuffle the offensive line so much as Jones has this year. But if you want to look at the bright side, a lot of guys are getting experience to where now in this kind of situation, Wiley already knows what he's doing.
Everyone knows what they're doing. If everybody can play left tackle, you'll never be out of one.
If only it were that easy most of the time. 2nd and 4 here for the Longhorns. Harris still the running back. Hanson fakes the handoff to him, throws it out to Creighton Jones, makes the catch at the 40, fights, and picks up the 1st down.
You know, that's something that's really interesting here to see tonight for many receivers for Jones, but really just everybody on offense. They're making that defense fight for the tackle. It's not an immediate wrap-up and takedown, but it tires out the OCS defense, and it's proving to be helpful in this offensive drive.
That was Gray Franklin one-on-one with Jones, and credit to him to eventually get him down because Jones at 6'5", Franklin only at 5'10". Jones has that big size advantage, and that's how he was able to pick up the first down before Franklin could get him to the ground. Hanson a handoff to Harris up the right side, cuts it back up the middle a little bit, and another 5 or so yard pickup on first down. I mean, we can't really get much more efficient than that. And credit to the offensive line as well. I mean, running backs average a lot of yards per carry. There is credit that goes to the running back. They deserve that credit. You got to shout out the boys up front, too.
Oh, for sure. And, I kind of said that earlier tonight, but so much respect in high school football should be going to that offensive line because they changed so much from a great offense to one that struggles. So
DeBusk in the backfield here. This time, fake handoff to him. Hanson looking to throw. He's pressured. Will have to roll away. Still looking downfield. Back to the logo now. Rolls to the right. Fires this one up. It's going to be a throwaway. And that's smart right there. It's not pretty. And, you want him to make those crazy plays where he picks up a first down all the time. But sometimes that's the exact right play in that situation.
Yep, and with a few rules having changed to protect the quarterback in those situations, it's not a bad option to throw it away. It doesn't hurt you too bad, so why not do it right there?
He's outside the pocket, got it back across the line of scrimmage. No issues there. 5:30 to go in the second quarter, brought to you by Bank First. It's 3rd down and 5 from the 34-yard line for the Longhorns, trying to pick up another first down on what's been a good drive. DeBusk out of the backfield to the right side, leaves it empty. Swings it to Cale Clark here on the near side, trying to be shifty, fighting for the first down. I think he got it.
Talk about a scrappy player. Kale's up there in scrappy players that are really fun to watch too. So it'll be exciting to see him get involved and kind of get his hands in on this offense right now.
Another senior we want to shout out here on senior night. I'll try to get to all those names if I can remember here on senior night to shout them out when I see them make plays. But it's a big night for guys like Cale Clark. And, he started the year as one of the main running backs. Now he's a guy that lines up in the slot like he is right now. Could be a threat out of that spot. Harris, the running back, pulls over a defender on the left side. Is able to hold on to him and bring him down. But Harris made him pay a little bit, picked up some yardage.
Yeah, you got to be tired if you're trying to tackle Harris too many times. Like that's not an easy task by any means, and to have to do it over and over again definitely isn't easy.
That was Weaver that was able to hold on to the ankle of Harris and bring him down. But he still picked up 4 yards. Harris still there, 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Hanson fakes the handoff, fires Ellison wide open over the middle, breaks the tackle. He's going to score.
Yeah, that one I just had a feeling he was gone. What about you?
I mean, so much space for, we think about that size, but he's got speed. And with that space, that's hard to bring down a guy that big with that amount of speed, and that's why he's got so many offers right now. A ton of D2, a couple of JUCO offers, I believe. And he's going to make somebody happy in college football next year.
Oh, definitely. And just like I was saying earlier, after you bring down Coda Harris, you're not looking at Riley like, man, I can go do this. I mean, you're exhausted. That's a lot of work. Jones makes these defenses work really hard to bring them down.
Lindsey boots through another extra point to make it 35-7 Jones. 4:44 to go in the second quarter. The Longhorns are rolling. Stay with us on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Touchdown pass to Riley Ellison. Caught it in space in the middle of the field and then just shrugged off a defender and waltzed into the end zone to make it 35-7. Jones Longhorns. That scoring recap brought to you by Jones Nutrition at 9244 Hiawassee Suite 400. Sage takes this kickoff, and he is up to the 25, and he just drove down. That's Cale Clark, the senior, again, getting involved on special teams, laying a big hit.
Is this a score you thought you were going to see so far?
Not quite. Not quite. It's been all Jones.
Yep. Definitely not what I expected going in. I mean, I told you, pregame, I was like, this is going to be a really tight game. So it's exciting to see how Jones has really capitalized on most opportunities they've been given and put themselves in, once again, the momentum position as we're finishing out this first half.
Momentum really was started on the defensive side of the ball. Jones started with the football, and their drive stalled out and ended up being a turnover on downs in OCS territory. But then there was a pick six by Trip Rogers that really sparked things. That was the first score of the game. That was the only score in the first quarter, but it's really picked up here in the second.
Yep, and I don't think you're picky about how you get your momentum. Tripp did a great job there and really put the ball in Jones's court there.
Fitzgerald with an empty backfield, fires and has Sage. He'll pick up 4 or 5 on first down, but then the herd of Longhorns able to rally to the football, bring him down. Again, kind of that job of the linebacker a lot of times, rally to the ball and bring him down. Luke DeBuskin on the tackle. Trey Sturdivant as well, wearing number 33, is another guy who plays some outside linebacker. Another senior on this team. It's been really good on defense. Fitzgerald with an empty backfield again, looking to pass. Fires this one to the outside, and that ball is dropped by James Huffmeyer, who's one of their leading receivers. He caught a pass earlier in this game. I do want to go back to shout out Walker Henry, who recovered the fumble at the 1-yard line that set up a Jones touchdown. He's another senior on senior night that made a big play.
Yeah, that's a great play to have in your memories, especially on your senior night, because once again, I mean, there's not a sideline that excited that often, I feel like. Your team is hyped for you whenever you do something that big.
3rd and 5, still an empty backfield for OCS. Fitzgerald tries to lob this one up, and it's caught. And Sage, breaking through tackles, eventually will be stacked up right around the 35. Henry came in and pushed him back a little bit. Going to be short of the first down, but within a couple of yards at this point, I would expect OCS to go for this.
I would assume so, too. You're in a position where if you don't get it, I mean, yeah, maybe it's not great field position for you as a defense, but it doesn't hurt you too bad with a score like this and only 3 minutes or so left here in this quarter.
4th and 1, 3:15 to go in the second quarter. Fitzgerald tried a hard count, no jumps, now checks to his sideline. Hands off, up the middle. DeBusk right there, stacking them up. And they're going to give him the first down. Just enough that time from Colson Morris. We're going to make that Atticus Sage.
But that wasn't with these. I mean, he got hit hard right there trying to get the stop. And that's one thing is Jones' defense is playing their guts out here. So hopefully they don't get too tired trying to stop this OCS offense before we go in here to halftime.
Clock continues to tick on the first half. 2:30 to go before halftime here. Another handoff up the middle to Sage. Got a hold that time. And he will get about 9 yards that time. So it'll be 2nd and 1. So they're starting to find a little something here with Sage. He had the kickoff return for a touchdown. He's got some athleticism, some quickness. Morris is usually their leading running back. They tried him early. Now they're going to Sage more often.
And you can't be giving these up right now. Like, this is not – you think halftime stops everything, but if you're going into halftime, the momentum, that locker room is completely different. It's if Jones goes into halftime without the momentum, you're going in feeling down or you're going in feeling exhausted. And that just changes so much in the second half that I would hate to see Jones give up too much here with just over 2 minutes left in this quarter.
There's something you don't see too often. The offense that time was lined up off sides and pushes them back to make it 2nd and 6. So they're going with a couple of runs in a row. See if they go back to that here, or with the clock under 2 minutes now to go before halftime, if they try to go for a pass and a quick score. Play clock down to 3 seconds, and they're trying to get a guy off the field. They're going to have to call a timeout.
Yeah, they about got caught in a bad spot because of substitutions for the second time.
They call their second timeout. We'll take it with them. 1:40 to go in the second quarter.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Zach Reynolds and Tessa Durrell here with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Jones Longhorns on senior night here at Tim Wallace Stadium, up 35-7 with 1:40 to go in the second quarter. Brought to you by Bank First. It's 2nd and 6 from the 40 for the Oklahoma Christian Saints. Trying to get something going before halftime. Morris motions out of the backfield. Fitzgerald looking downfield, fires to the middle, has it. Man, that's caught by Huffmeyer. He's across the 50. So a nice pickup that time.
You know, Jones is just looking a little bit flat-footed there in the secondary, but in that central area of their defense. And really, a lot of times that is because of fatigue. So Jones just really needs to get out of this half as clean as they can and as quick as they can.
OCS trying to hurry it up a little bit here, see if they can get a score before halftime. They're down big, but there's a lot of time left in this game. Fitzgerald fires, has winners, tries to get out to the edge, maybe out of bounds, but he's brought down. That was Derek Templeton that time flying to keep him in bounds and keep the clock rolling.
That wasn't flat-footed at all. That was a good play there on his part.
Going to have a face mask penalty, though, here at the end of this.
Oh.
So that's going to be beneficial for OCS. That'll tack on 15 yards for them, get them much closer. Clock under a minute now. 54 seconds here in the first half remain.
Like I said, just get them out of here. Oh, they're putting 1 minute there on the play clock. Giving them a bit more.
So it'll be a minute even on the game clock here. And the ball will be placed at the 38. Fitzgerald looking downfield, has to pump fake. He's dropped for a sack. It's the senior, Cruz Cranford.
And that's exactly the plays you need right now. Just trying to get out of this half, keeping it clean and keeping, of course, the score as separate as you can, making sure you're not putting too much pressure on your team going into the second half.
Cranford forces the last time out from OCS. We'll take it with him and be back with the remainder of the first half on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back on the Oklahoma Sports Network after the Cruz Cranford sack. He's now got a rushing touchdown and a sack on the day. Fitzgerald fires. It's picked off by Jones. His second interception. Trying to see who that is out there that picked that one off. That might be Trip Rogers again. No, make that Mason Templeton.
Yep.
He's had multiple interceptions this season. And yet again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but I want to give these seniors a shout-out on their senior night. That's another senior making a play for the Longhorns. There's only 13 of them, which is not a lot for a high school football team, but they're making their presence known tonight. So the offense back out there with only 42 seconds left and a 35-7 lead. You don't really have to do anything here if you don't want to, but we have already seen today how Jones can score in a hurry from anywhere on the field. So never count them out. We'll see what they decide to do here at the end of the first half. Man comes in motion. Hansen rolls out to the right, evades the defender, but will now be slammed down. And that's Schwant, the linebacker for him, able to break him or bring Hansen down. And after that, I imagine they'll let this clock roll.
Oh, yeah. You would think. Oh, yep, that sure is looking like the plan here.
Tried for a shot. It wasn't there. Schwant brings down Hansen for a sack. And it looks like that'll be it for the first half. And it was all Jones on senior night here in the first half. 35-7, a pick six, a long touchdown pass, several rushing touchdowns, a fumble recovery at the 1-yard line. We've had just about everything you want in a football game in the first half, but it's not over yet. We got a whole half to play, and we'll have that for you on the other side of halftime on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Bank First is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Welcome back on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Halftime just about wrapped up. Teams stretching out before the second half will start. And the third quarter will start off the second half. And that third quarter is brought to you by Dave's Driving School. They work on the skills needed to pass the state driving test. They focus on drivers' attitudes, defensive driving, drinking and driving, road rage, cell phone use while driving. They provide all the basics of safe driving at 2025 South Air Depot in Midwest City. Or call them by phone at 405-229-2302. If you're enjoying what you're seeing on the Oklahoma Sports Network and want to see more of it, whether it's Jones or a ton of other high schools in the area, you can download our apps. It's on Apple or Android. It's on Amazon, Roku, Apple TV. Free to download, free to watch. You just search for the Oklahoma Sports Network, and you've got access to all the schools in our network and whatever broadcasts we put on. Or you can go to oksportsnet.com if you're old school, and there's a poll on there each week for the best Oklahoma high school football player of the week, the best performance. We've seen a couple of Jones Longhorns featured this year in that poll, including a couple of weeks ago at Chisholm where Carlos Hardiman had 2 interceptions and a touchdown on offense. So you can go and vote for that poll on oksportsnet.com each and every week for the best high school performance in the state of Oklahoma. Second half just about to start off. It'll be the Saints ball to start the second half. They have 7 points right now, and it was on a kickoff. It was a kickoff return for a touchdown by Atticus Sage, wears number 6 for the Saints. So you have to be wary of that each and every time. After you see it once, you're always ready for the next one. It'll be Colson Lindsay to boot it away. Who has done that, has seen a kickoff return for a touchdown. He's also pinned one at the 1. So when I said at the end of the first half we've seen just about everything you want to see in a football game, including from the kicking team. Lindsay, a line drive kick. Sage will field this one. Going up the middle, and he is met at the 25. Jones will hold him up right there. He doesn't go down, but the forward momentum is stopped, so they'll start the drive. Looks like they'll spot it at the 26, 27-yard line.
Good way to come out strong right there, just getting that stop as early as you can.
Jones defense was able to get a stop at the end of the first half where OCS had moved into Jones territory, but the defense got an interception. It was Mason Templeton who picked it off. There within a minute left in the first half. And Jones tried to run a play. Hanson got sacked, and they said, we'll just take this to the locker room. We're up 35-7. So the Saints will come out trying to change things and get going here in the second half. Still a lot of game left. Looks like a new quarterback in there, and it is for the Saints. And the first pass is off the hands of Dre Franklin. And at quarterback that time, it was Creighton Allen.
That's interesting. At halftime to make that trade. I don't know if that's something that's typical for OCS, but definitely changes things up, mixes it up a little bit, and like I said, keeps it a little bit interesting here.
Not the first time that Allen has seen game action at quarterback this season, but he's not seen a ton. He is listed at quarterback out on their roster. He's the junior Fitzgerald, the senior. He's usually the starter. He started this game. Trying to change things up a little bit here. And he throws this one incomplete as well. He was pressured that time off the edge. Looks like that was A.J. Rideau was at his feet.
And you never know. The changeup could be a protection. It could be there's so much that goes into that. It could be just looking to get reps here. As we get into the playoffs, it wouldn't hurt to have 2 quarterbacks to look at or look into because playoffs gets ugly. Sometimes injuries start to happen. Season gets longer. But, defense has been putting some hard hits and some hard sacks in there. So you never know what this could be for.
So Allen has tried 2 passes since coming in, and both landed incomplete. That puts us at a 3rd and 10 here. See if Jones' defense can hold strong. Clock was winding down again, and another timeout forced for OCS as the play clock was nearing 0. So we'll take that timeout with them just underway in the second half. 35-7, the Longhorns lead on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First. Loyal to Oklahoma. Loyal to you.
Zach Reynolds, Tessa Durrell with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 3rd and 10. Allen rolling out to the right. Fires, has a man open at the original line of scrimmage, trying to fight for a first down. He'll be close. Some extra yardage after that catch. That was made by James Huffmeyer. And he did just get enough for the first down. So after 2 incompletions to start the drive, a short pass and a nice run after catch for Huffmeyer moves the sticks.
Still in a good spot here. Nothing to be too worried about if you're Jones. You're okay.
Morris motions out of the backfield. Allen looking to fire. Throws to the middle of the field. That's Huffmeyer again. And he's showing some fight. He gets pushed back near another first down, though. And they give it to him. So the Allen to Huffmeyer connection working a couple plays in a row for the Saints.
That's a great effort on your defense there, though, to not giving up. Even if you let him get a little deep and he does catch that ball, they're still trying to drive him back and hopefully keep him from the first down. Of course, it didn't work out, but that's a good effort there.
Trayton Allen, smaller guy, listed at 5'11", 155 pounds, but he's had some nice zip on that ball getting into these throws. A little change of pace at the quarterback position to start the second half for the Saints. Hands it off this time up the middle, not much. Maybe got back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be second down. DeBusk in there on the stop again, as was Trace Sturdivant. And the ball carrier for the Saints slow to get up. I believe that was Colson Morris. I'm going to take a timeout on the field for him, and we will take it with you and hopefully have some good news on him when we come back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
So Colson Morris, leading rusher for the Saints on the season, being helped off the field. Hopefully he is okay. After a 1-yard run, got folded up by Sturdivant and DeBusk. The Saints offense back on the field. They've been moving the ball really the best they have in this entire game so far here to start the second half. With Trayton Allen in at quarterback, fakes the handoff, rolls out right, fires, and it's off the hands of James Huffmeyer. He's completed 2 passes to Huffmeyer for 10-plus yards each on this drive. That time it was through the hands.
You know, that's one of the toughest parts, I think, here for OCS is they've had so many opportunities on offense there, but just not been able to bring in the catch or really take care of everything on offense and capitalize. So if they make these catches, totally different ball game, but that one right there, that just kind of shows how they're struggling.
It's 3rd and 9 here. They had a 3rd and 10 early on in the drive before Huffmeyer catch and run, picked up the first down. We'll see what happens here. Empty backfield for Allen. Rolls out right again immediately. DeBusk, a heat-seeking missile comes in, and the ball's on the ground. Jones dives on top of it. It's a turnover.
It almost looked like he got rid of that on, like he was going to throw it, but then almost hit the ground earlier than he thought he was going to. And, he was doing rather well. It's just unfortunate that happens to him, but fortunate for Jones as they're trying to keep things rolling here.
Luke DeBusk, I saw him. I could see him coming from about 10 yards away, and he was just picking up steam. I think got there quicker than Allen was expecting. And like you mentioned, it looked like he was wanting to get rid of the ball, and then DeBusk was there. So Jones was solid field position, or better than solid. They're in OCS territory here to start the drive. Asen Hansen been leading a great offense today. Slings it out to Creighton Jones on a screen. Sidesteps one defender, will be pushed out of bounds. He picked up 4 or 5, though, on first.
Keeping the ball moving here, and that's all you really can ask for if you're Jones.
It's a play that Jones likes to run a lot in this offensive scheme. Get the ball outside to your playmaking receivers. Get some blockers out there for him. Seen it results in long plays and touchdowns multiple times.
But especially your lengthy players like Jones. If you're looking out there, he's got the size on that corner on the outside, so you want to look there.
Hansen looking to throw again. Has some time. Now has to step up. And he will be slung down, but I believe he got to that first down marker.
Sure looked like it from up here, huh?
Near side referee going to call him just shy. I mean, this would be third and... It's marked as 3rd and 1 on the scoreboard, but it's more like 3rd and inches here.
Mm-hmm. I'm not thinking the coaches love that one a whole lot.
Jones, the Longhorns haven't had much issue with short yardage gains in this game, but we'll see what they do here. Coda Harris, I believe that is in the backfield with Hansen. Hansen fakes the handoff, looking to pass, and he's pressured. He's going to have to roll around. Fires this one downfield, and it falls to the turf. That one was put in harm's way, but could not be picked off. So that'll bring up 4th and short.
And you know what? That's pretty bold there to go to keep that ball on his behalf and try to find the pass. And I commend him for doing that just to keep your offense versatile, because we've seen some pass plays and, of course, great pass plays to Pitts earlier for the touchdown. But trying to keep that offense versatile starts with him, and I really do commend him for that, even though it came up short.
I think part of the process is, too, if you're very confident like Jones is that they can pick up this yard, go for the shot on 3rd and short and then just pick it up anyway.
Yep.
Right here, Harris is met right as it's handed off to him. He fought for some extra yardage. It's going to depend on the spot, and he's got the first down.
Yep.
Credit to the OCS defensive line that time. They broke through, but Carter Harris was just stronger that time.
Looks like Hansen may have got his foot stepped on.
He did come up limping a little bit there. Going to tough it out, though, it looks like. DeBusk in the backfield as the running back. He's got a touchdown today as a rusher.
Would we expect him not to tough it out? Watching that quarterback run the way he does, you'd never expect him to try to come out.
Hansen will sling this one out to Creighton Jones. He breaks the first tackle and is going to pick up 8 or 9 yards on first down. That was a quick decision by Hansen to sling it out to his big receiver.
And that's something that has changed, too. The development of a quarterback shows a lot in their timing, and that's something that Asen has gotten so much better out there, exponentially better out throughout the season. It's just his decision-making has gotten so much quicker.
So it was an 8-yard pickup, makes it 2nd and 2 from the 27. Hansen looking to pass again, throws near side. That's Riley Ellison moving up the sideline. Pulls over a defender down inside the 5.
Oh, and then a little bit of a kick there by OCS, kicking a Jones player.
Ellison with the truck stick there on that run.
Looks like Pitts was the one who got kicked there while he was on the ground trying to put a block maybe.
It's going to be 1st and goal from the 7. That's where they'll mark Ellison down. Man, imagine having to be one of those cornerbacks and 6'6", 6'7". Riley Ellison is coming at you with a full head of steam.
I can't imagine it. I wouldn't want to be in that position. I maybe often say I want to be on offense.
First and goal from the 7. Hansen throws it out to Hunter Purvis. Has a blocker. He's going to have to make somebody miss. And he got grabbed by the turf monster that time.
The turf monster.
Gets the best of us.
It does. Even as a trainer, it got the best of me plenty of times on the sideline. Not known for my grace, Zach. That's not what I'm known for.
Believe it or not, I'm not either, and that might be why I'm up here.
Yeah, we found our home. It's okay. We're good up here. We've got the snacks up here. We're doing our best thing.
It's cold out there. It's football weather finally. It only took till November here in Oklahoma to finally get some football weather. DeBusk, the running back for Hansen. 2 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. Going to be a handoff to DeBusk this time. Gets it up near the 5-yard line. Going to bring up 3rd and goal.
Now you're saying it gets into football weather. What better time for me to find myself in the press box? Am I right?
It's true. When you're in playoff time, football weather, it's senior night, big atmosphere. It's been a great game so far. Jones trying to push in another touchdown. They lead 35-7, 5:20 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Brought to you by Dave's Driving School.
Try to get him to jump there.
OCS didn't bite that time. Hansen looks to the sideline. Now he'll come out of the shotgun. DeBusk still the running back. 5 on the play clock. Another handoff to DeBusk. And he was met quickly that time. And a late flag here on the back end. Have to see which side this is on.
Yeah, you never know.
It's going to be a personal foul against Jones, so that's going to back them up.
I'll be excited to find out what that was there.
And it depends if this is ruled after the play, then the down counts even with the penalty. I think that's what happened there.
That's never good. You never want to see that from your team because, you know, with some of the penalties we were seeing earlier, you know, jump in and things like that, those are coachable moments, right? And, of course, attitude is coachable, but just keeping it clean, that is a controllable that you should be able to take care of without a doubt, and putting your team in a position to not see success because of something like a personal foul like that, it's disappointing.
So then I back it up and make it 4th and goal from the 20-yard line. Hansen looking to pass, has to step up away from pressure. Fires, looks for Ellefson.
Oh.
Jump ball
No way.
right at the catch point. They both got their hands on
They're
it.
fighting for it.
And I believe the indication is they're going to count as an interception for OCS.
Oh.
He had boxed out Ellison. Ellison tried to go over the top and grab it away. But the OCS defender had better positioning in a turnover.
But that was a great effort there by Riley. I mean, I thought he was going to come up with that ball. So that's a really great effort on his part. And if you're Asen, why not go for it? You know, why not throw that ball? So definitely not upset with that decision there.
Well, at the end of the day, you're up 35-7. You know, this is high school football. It's probably from the 20-yard line. That's, you know, a 30-plus yard field goal. That could be tough.
Yep.
You know, you don't punt it from that spot. In that time, that's what they call an arm punt sometimes, and it ends as a touchback, so the ball's at the 20. Handoff up the middle, not a lot of room. Luke DeBusk again, right there on the ball carrier. That was number 3, Drew Matthews, his first carry of the game.
So fun fact for you, Zach. I believe some of Jones' most successful years happen when they don't kick field goals. The year they won state in 2016, I would be a nervous wreck because they really could only go for 2 points or the first down. That was really what they were doing whenever, of course, they get close to the end zone. So it's never disappointing when that's the situation here for Jones.
Empty backfield here for Trayton Allen, still the quarterback in there, has been the entire second half so far. Trying to get away from pressure. He'll be dropped down for a sack again, and that's Riley Ellison, his second sack of the game. Couple of catches on offense, too. Big senior night for the 6'7" senior Riley Ellison.
He's showing off a bit. Showing off a bit tonight for senior night.
Allen was just able to get back to the line of scrimmage that time, so it'll be 3rd and 10. Still goes down as a sack, though. Empty backfield for him again. From the 20. 3:20 to go in the third quarter. Allen fires towards the middle of the field. That is caught by Atticus Sage, and he's got the first down. That was a tight window. 2 or 3 Jones defenders right there all over Sage, but the catch was completed. I've liked what I've seen from Creighton Allen so far coming into this game. He seems to have good pocket presence and getting through his reads. I mean, he looks like a talented quarterback.
It's all very routine for a quarterback. Like, you can see the way he plays. He's seasoned, and he knows what he's doing back there. He's definitely had some reps. And the way he throws the ball, I mean, he's getting it out fast when he does choose to throw the ball.
So 1st and 10 for OCS. Matthews out of the backfield under motion. Allen's going to have to roll out right after a pump fake. Throws this one downfield. Had Sage very open, but trying to throw on the run, he overthrew him. It'll be 2nd and 10. Looked like more of a zone defense that time. Thomas was in the area of Sage. Jones' pass rush right now is really doing a good job because, like we've mentioned here, Allen's looking pretty comfortable in the pocket. He looks like he knows what he's doing as a quarterback, but the pass rush is forcing him to flush out, making it more difficult on him. That's their job. Empty backfield again after Matthews motioned out. And a diving catch, that's going to be Eli Winter. Picks up a few yards.
He's making great decisions as a quarterback. And all credit to him because Jones can't be an easy defense to play against as a quarterback. And he's keeping great composure back there. He doesn't seem to get too frazzled. And, you know, he's a threat right now to this Jones defense.
Allen looking to throw again. Immediate pressure, and he fumbles the ball again. Jones scoops it up. And they're all the way to the 20-yard line. Another turnover. A sack that time. For the second drive in a row, a sack and a forced fumble gives Jones really, really good field position.
Derek Templeton there, it looks like.
He was the one that was able to scoop that one up. Coming in from the corner position, you know, he's back there trying to play his man. He sees the ball come out, and he just drives to the ball and picks it up. So the Longhorns will start this drive from the red zone at the 20-yard line.
You know, that's a great job of being the perfect balance on defense. You have to be reactive, but you also have to be proactive and wanting to make a play. And I think right there he was just the perfect balance of both, you know, of course, wanting to make a play, but then also reactive enough to see when that ball does end up on the ground and creating the opportunity to create some success for Jones.
Minute 54 to go in the third quarter, brought to you by Dave's Driving School. Cale Clark across the formation. He takes it. Looks for the edge, has some space. He's to the 10, trying to get around, and he will be out of bounds inside the 5. There is a penalty marker just right about the 10-yard line. There's 2 of them, actually, one at the 10 and then one back towards the backfield.
And I'm going to be so honest. Out here earlier, it was getting pretty chippy with Pitts and some Saints players, so let's hope that's not what it is. You see Cale and him kind of communicating right now. We'll see what that call is.
And Jones is backing up here, so it'll be against them.
I'm not sure the coaches know what's going on. You know, I feel like I know my dad rather well for the most part, and he's putting his hands up like he doesn't know what's really been called here.
They signaled a hold on Jones, backs him up 10 yards from the 20 to the 30. So the Cale Clark run negated. Jones trying to go hurry now. 10 seconds on the play clock. Hanson out of the shotgun. Hands off to Luke DeBusk up the left side. High steps over a defender. Now he's trying to drag a couple. Offensive line comes and tries to push him, and they're all the way back to the original line of scrimmage.
I don't know if that was on camera. Did you see the extracurriculars happening? I called it. I said it. I saw that one.
So 10-plus yard run that time from Luke DeBusk. And, you know, I've always said since he started, being utilized as a running back more that I expected him to be good because when you see him play linebacker and how fast he drives and his ability to get through blockers, you can see that could correlate to the offensive side of the ball, which it has. Picked up 12 on that play to make it 2nd and 8. Here's another sweep to Cale Clark. Looking for the edge. Looks like he's got it. He's to the 10, and he is inside the 5-yard line, and that's the play that's been working over the last several weeks Cale Clark started the year as a traditional running back, change of pace with him and Carter Harris. Tried to bounce everything outside, so they just said, hey, we'll make it easier for you. You start in the slot, you come across the formation, nobody's going to be able to keep up with your speed. And that play goes for a ton of yards every time, it seems like.
And, I think one of the best things about Jones is they just have so many different styles of runners, and seeing so many running backs come through Jones, and, of course, the high school programs that I've been able to watch throughout the years, it really does keep Jones' offense versatile. It makes them hard to stop if you're a defense.
First and goal from the 3. Hand off to Cale Clark the traditional way. Cuts it back inside, and he's got a touchdown. Another senior scores on senior night. That time he shifted from the slot into the backfield, took the handoff, and this time did something I don't think I ever saw him do in the first half of the season. He actually cut an outside run back to the inside, and it paid off for him.
He heard us talking about him bouncing to the outside on most plays, and he said, just watch this. He heard us calling it up here.
The third running back, I believe, for Jones today to get into the end zone. Cruz Cranford, Luke DeBusk, and now Cale Clark have all scored with a rushing touchdown. That makes it 41-7 Jones. And Colson Lindsay on for another extra point. Trayton Jones, the holder. Lindsay just gets this one off ahead of the rush, and it's through. 42-7, Jones leads with 35 seconds to go in the third quarter on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
You're watching Jones Longhorns football on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's senior night here in Jones, Oklahoma at Tim Wallace Memorial Stadium. And the Longhorns are showing out for senior night, 42-7. They've got the lead, 35 seconds to go in the third quarter. We've seen two seniors score with rushing touchdowns. We've seen a senior, Chase Pitts, score on a receiving touchdown. There's been a pick six in this game from Trip Riders. It's been a ton of fun for the Jones side. Colson Lindsay will kick away the kickoff, and it's caught by Atticus Sage, and he will be wrapped up just across the 25. It's Jose Taylor and Cale Clark in on the stop.
You're right. It has been an exciting game, and it's always fun on a senior night, especially to see so many people get involved in the game on offense, but also on defense. And it's really cool to see people who are going both ways have success on both sides of the ball, too. It always makes me excited for individual players.
Cruz Cranford has a sack and a rushing touchdown. Riley Ellison's got 2 sacks and a couple of catches on the offensive side. Walker Henry just plays defense, a DB, but he has got a fumble recovery in this game that proved to be a big deal, led to a touchdown. Trayton Allen rolls to the outside, fires. That one's nearly picked off by Derek Templeton, in and out of his hands. He would have had 6 if he held on to it.
Oh, he wanted that one so bad. He was so close. I mean, he almost had that one for sure.
And Derek Templeton, just a freshman that's been playing one of those 2 outside corner spots all season long. It's been him and Walker Henry playing the outside corner spots, a senior and a freshman, and they both done well, done their jobs in that time. You can see Templeton, he's still out there putting his hands on his helmet, but you got to take the win of really good play driving on the football that time with anticipation. This would be 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. And nearing the end of the play clock here, it's going to be a delay of game, actually. They couldn't get a timeout off this time, and it was Trayton Allen, the quarterback, trying to motion a couple of running backs in on the formation, and they got there late. for a delay of game, so that'll back him up 5 yards for a 2nd and 15. Big Jones crowd on hand here, as you would expect for senior night, and a really good OCS crowd too. I want to give them credit. Good atmosphere here in this game. Winter in motion out of the backfield, fake handoff. Now they sling it out to Winter on the right side. He's got blockers in front of him, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, is going to pick up a few more. So nice 5+ yards that time on that play.
They traveled so well, Zach, they're going to give us fits on our way back to Stillwater. We're going to pass right by where they're heading to.
It's going to bring an end to the third quarter. Put your fours up. Fourth quarter coming next on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Bank First is uniquely Oklahoman, deeply rooted in over 50 communities statewide. From those roots, our investment in education springs forth, helping to raise the Oklahoma leaders of tomorrow while providing financial strength to the business leaders of today. That's the kind of loyalty that helps entire communities thrive. Bank First, loyal to Oklahoma, loyal to you.
Fourth quarter action here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Again, you can download our apps on Apple and Android, on Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, Apple TV. Free to download, free to watch. Just look for the Oklahoma Sports Network. Just search it. It'll pop right up. You can find any of the schools in the network. There's now 13 schools, I believe, in the network, with Bethany joining mid-season this year. Jones was the 12th starting this season. Allen finds his receiver. That's his go-to target, Huffmeyer. He's drove down immediately, though. Going to bring up fourth down,
Getting hit hard down there, too.
It's going to be fourth in about 3 or 4 here. Just underway in the fourth quarter, 42-7 lead for the Jones Longhorns. Offense staying out there for the Saints. Going to be an empty backfield for Creighton Allen, the quarterback. 2 receivers to his right, 3 to the left. Allen looking to pass quickly, finds Huffmeyer again, but could not hang on to the ball, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
You know, still just talking about how this game could be totally different based on the opportunities that OCS's offense has been given. Their quarterback is producing great opportunities for them and has both halves have created a lot of opportunities, but they're just not bringing the ball in to make any big changes here, and it's really been an issue for them tonight.
So the offense still out there, and it's still the starting offense going out there. 42-7 lead with 11 minutes or so left here in the game. Hanson, the quarterback, 2 receivers stacked to each side. Fakes the handoff, throws it out to Creighton Jones, and he will carry a defender out of bounds near the 30. There's Weaver on the stop eventually, but again, seeing a lot of fight out of the running backs and receivers from Jones today. I'm often seeing a Saints defender grab a hold of the ankle and a Jones player just dragging him for that extra yardage.
And that almost makes me more nervous, especially that's a vulnerable position to be in as a receiver and a running back, right? Because tweaked ankles and things going into playoffs is not something we're looking for. But that's the only way they're getting them down. That's the only way to take down this Jones offense.
Same formation here on this play. They swing it to the right side this time, and Hunter Purvis can't hang on. Tried to get running with it there. That'll bring up 3rd and 5. Carol Clark will check back in, Purvis to the sideline.
That's easy to do right there. Just start running before you have the ball in your hands, and especially when you feel like you have a defensive player matched up across from you on the other side. This is an intimidating feeling. So him being younger too, he's good. He'll recover from that one.
Jose Taylor in the backfield for the first time tonight. He'll take the handoff. Had some room to run. Gets across the 30, but not to the first down marker. Clock will continue to roll under 10 minutes here to go in the fourth. Offense still out there for the moment. Another tricky spot on the field. Again, the ball at the 29-yard line. Too close to punt, too far for a field goal. Looks like they'll go for it. Taylor still in there as the running back. Hansen fakes the handoff, looking to get outside, has the edge. He'll pick up the first down and just step out of bounds, avoid any hits.
Sold me on that one again. What about you?
Just about.
Just about. He had me.
Really good with those handoffs, and that's something that helps him with his running ability. And there's some development I like at the end. Step out of bounds once you pick up the first down marker.
Yep. Makes me less nervous.
Hard to believe he's just a junior. He'll be back next year, possibly even better. He's been fantastic this season. Turns and fires to Cale Clark on the outside and bobbles with it for a second. Completes the catch, but then is dropped for a loss. That's Huffmeyer as well as Hudson Onan right there to bring him down. So that'll put him behind the sticks here. The clock now under 9 minutes. 8:55 to go in the fourth. Jose Taylor sticking in there at running back. We've seen him a couple of times this year, and in these kind of situations, end of the game where scores not contested, and he's shown some good ability back there. He's a small guy, but he runs hard. Low snap, Hansen handles it, looking to fire down the field, one-on-one, Chase Pitts, and that one's going to be intercepted. That is Carter Brown picking that one off, one-on-one with Chase Pitts. So Jones goes for a shot play that time and doesn't pay off. And OCS will get the ball at their own 20-yard line. I have to say, one-on-one with Chase Pitts, you're going to throw that one up most of the time.
Oh, for sure, definitely. On those gambles, I mean, and why not? And then also with field position there, if you're on defense, if that is a pick in the end zone, they're backed up to the 20 at least, and you trust your defense enough to go out here and keep it successful.
But Jones' defense has not allowed a touchdown today. The OCS was 7 points. That came on a kickoff return for a touchdown by Atticus Sage. The Longhorns have not allowed a traditional touchdown on defense. I've had a couple of interceptions, forced a fumble, a couple of turnover on downs. Allen throws over the middle. He's got Atticus Sage. Look at that speed. It's going to take 3 or 4 Longhorns to finally bring him down. Hembry, the final guy to finally rustle him down. But Atticus Sage, he caught that one. He just showed off the burst to split the first 2 defenders there, and he's up near midfield.
Looks like we're going to have an injury down there.
It might be Sage slow to get up. Trying to stretch him out there at midfield. Might be cramping a little bit. Want to step aside here for just a moment and be back hopefully with some good news on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Sidelined by surgery, illness, injury? Valor Physical Therapy can help. At Valor PT, our skilled therapists create a rehabilitation program individualized for you, with education and encouragement each step of the way. Whether it's sports or the activities of life, let Valor get you back in the game. Start now at 405-265-6449. No referral needed. Mention Oklahoma Sports Network and get a free t-shirt at your first appointment.
Allen swings it outside to Eli Winter. He's looking for the edge, and he picks up 7 or 8 on that first down play, and then he got rolled to the ground out of bounds. But he gets it back up, and he seems to be all right. So it'll be second and short for OCS. 7:25 to go in the fourth quarter. The Saints trying to drive here, get something at the end of this game. And they're a team that's looking to make the playoffs as well. I mean, they're 6-2 coming into this game, so points do matter for them in tiebreaker situations. They're trying to get to those 15 points. run to the outside, breaking off a tackle and picking up some extra yardage. That was Drew Matthews. Shed the first tackle from a Longhorn DB coming flying in. And he's able to move the sticks for the Saints. Got out of bounds, stops the clock at 7:03. And like I mentioned, Jones here, they've got this one in hand, but OCS on these tiebreaker situations, you try to get at least 15 points every game and for those tiebreaker situations. So a touchdown here would be a big deal for the Saints, a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, but a score at least. So they're not just going to go away here. Allen fires to the middle, has Huffmeyer, and he's near a first down as well, maybe just shy.
And the game of high school football changes so much when you're coming into the part of the season where playoff implications mean so much, and especially in this game here where you have two teams similar records, but, one where OCS really needs to capitalize here.
Also worth pointing out, this is a secondary defensive unit on the field for Jones. Big hit, but he able to stay on his feet. That was Matthews. Took a shot from A.J. Rideau, I believe that is, and stayed on his feet momentarily, but then was brought down. Trying to go quickly here is OCS after picking that first down. Matthews with a run up the middle. Eli DeBuskin there. Him and Taylor took a ride and eventually brought down Matthews, who's running hard here, a couple of plays in a row for them. Another good first down pickup for the Saints. Allen's been operating at quarterback in the second half for them, and this play is going to be blown dead. Going to be a false start on OCS.
Man, you can't be. That's not good for OCS there. You have to really fight to stay disciplined throughout the rest of this game because you are trying to reach that threshold there, the 15-point threshold, and when you do that, it's not that Jones is keeping you from doing it, but you're keeping yourselves from doing that, and that's not good when you're getting this close to playoffs.
The Saints were trying to go hurry up there and got to jump at the offensive line. After a moment talking with his coach, it's Allen that hands it off to Matthews and Dorian Wiley with a stop that time. And Wiley, a guy that usually plays right there down on the defensive line, playing a little outside linebacker now. And now he'll go to the sideline, and looks like that's Wyatt Ellison checks in. Seeing the elder Riley get a couple of sacks from that edge spot in this game. We'll see what Wyatt can do. 3rd and 8 for the Saints. 4:35 to go in the fourth. Allen fakes the handoff. Now he'll look downfield. Has a man wide open. And it's caught for the touchdown.
Man, that was a great look by the quarterback, 1. 2, a great ball by the quarterback. But then also, what a fight for the receiver to get open on that. Understanding as a receiver what it takes to run a good route changes a lot. We see it in the pros now. There's so many issues amongst so many teams where when your route's not good, nothing happens for your quarterback. They can't get it to you. So that great teamwork there on OCS's part.
That was James Huffmeyer. He's been the go-to target for Allen since Allen took over the quarterback spot here in the second half. Looks like we're going to have a penalty here before the snap on the extra point. I will say it looks like they're going for just a PAT here, and I kind of would have expected a 2-point try to get to that 15 points, but I suppose 1 point either way doesn't necessarily matter, especially a team that already has 6 wins on the season. So they'll try for the 14 with the extra point. It's Noah Wogelmuth on for the PAT, his second try of the game. And it's a line drive right through the upright, so that makes it 42-14. OCS gets back on the board. 4:29 to go in the fourth quarter here on Senior Night on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Back on the Oklahoma Sports Network, the Jones Longhorns lead 42-14 with 4:29 to go here in the fourth quarter. OCS able to get a touchdown on the board and boot through the extra point, and now they'll kick it off to Jones. And we'll see what Jones does here, trying to run out the remainder of this game here on senior night. It's been a great senior night. A lot of seniors have made big efforts, some other players as well, as Jones well on their way to moving to 7-2. Speaking of seniors, Chase Pitts, who has a touchdown catch today, a long one, a 60-yarder, is back for the return, but instead this one will be caught by Kel Clark. He'll try to get it outside, and he'll get up to the 30 before he is brought down there by Jack Frame. So the Longhorns will go back out on offense, and we'll see the unit that is sent out there if they go back to the starters here or if they try to put in a second unit like they did on defense. And it is the second unit going out there. Cash Marinko at quarterback. Jose Taylor will be the running back. Cash Marinko does have a touchdown pass on the season way back in the first game where he got some playing time in a game like this where it was a big lead for Jones. Here he'll keep it on the fake handoff. He's trying to get to the outside, doing his best Asen Hansen impression. Breaks an arm tackle. He's still going across the 50, across the 40, and out of bounds at the 35. Well, Cash Marinko can do a little running too. And the clock will continue to roll under 3:40 left here in this game. They'll take their time, let the clock roll. Taylor, the running back, next to Marinko. He'll pass this time, swings it out to Jacob Montemayor. He gets past the first defender. He's going to pick up around 5 yards or maybe a little bit more on first down, and that is number 80, Jacob Montemayor, yet another senior getting a catch here on senior night. Still been making an effort to get all the seniors' names out there as Mason Templeton, Caleb Chappell, Cruz Cranford, Ahmad Kirby, a guy that's played a lot of offensive and defensive line for this team. The senior Kel Clark we've seen with a touchdown score. Trayton Jones we've talked about. Walker Hembry's got a fumble recovery in this game. Chase Pitts, a 60-yard touchdown catch. Going to have a false start, it looks like, here on Jones. 2:35 to go here in the fourth. Trey Sturdivant on defense has made a couple of tackles. He's another senior, as is Josue Reyes. Dallas Estrada, a senior offensive lineman. Jake Montemayor, who we saw just moments ago, and then Riley Ellison, the big tight end, who also has played edge tonight and got a couple of sacks along with a couple of catches. And Tessa is going down to the field. Going to try to get an interview with Chase Pitts, our player of the game, for that 60-yard touchdown catch he had, as well as maybe Coach Witt as well. As this game is nearing an end, 2:13 on the clock, and it continues to roll. Marinko will snap it. He'll look to run, and he will pick up a couple of yards before he is brought down. Weaver again in on the tackle, as was Ace Morgan for the Saints. 42-14, Jones with the lead. That will likely be the final score. 3rd and 10 here. Clock continues to tick. Under a minute 45. Got all those seniors' names out there, and it's a big night for them. It's not their last game, though, and it's Likely not even their last home game. They should have a home playoff game here to enjoy, hopefully. Marinko will keep it on the option. He breaks the tackle, now takes a big shot. He picked up the first down, though, across the 25. Marinko showing off his toughness. In fact, it was the defender, Weaver, who's getting up slow instead. So they pick up the first down there, and that one will just about do it. Jones can go into victory formation if they want, but first Weaver went back down, so they're going to make sure he's okay. He steps back up. So Weaver seems to be okay, but they're going to make sure, just get him off the sideline and make sure he's good. Stops the clock with 1:02 left to go in the fourth. You can sign up for a weekly newsletter at oksportsnet.com. You can sign up for that newsletter and stay up to date on all things Oklahoma Sports Network and what we have to offer for you. Make sure you do that. Download our apps. Follow us on social media. Wherever you live on social media, we are there on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Just search it. We're on Twitter/X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of that. Longhorns in victory formation here as the clock rolls under 40. Now they can just take a knee and enjoy a big-time win on senior night, 42-14 over the OCS Saints. What a night for these guys, a great group of 13 seniors. They've done a great job, and they put on a show here in front of the Jones faithful, and now they will get a much-deserved round of applause from this big crowd here on hand. 42-14, the Longhorns win on senior night. Tessa Durrell down on the field, hopefully to get an interview with Chase Pitts and or Coach Kevin Witt. Pitts had that 60-yard touchdown catch from Asen Hansen back in the first half, and that's a big-time play that really gave the Longhorns some big momentum, and that makes him tonight's player of the game. Wanted to make sure to be awarded a senior for their efforts tonight. And there are a lot of great efforts from the seniors and others, but Chase Pitts, the player of the game in this one on senior night. So Tessa will try to get him after this lineup, the handshake line, and possibly Coach Witt as well. The Longhorns move on to 7-2, and with a really good shot going into playoff time, they got one more game on the road against Blackwell that will finish up the regular season, and then it's postseason football in the state of Oklahoma. So the Longhorns 7-2. They scored a ton of points that could help out with any tiebreakers there might be. I believe last I heard the best shot is looking at as a 2 seed, which is a good spot for the Longhorns. That's not set in stone, but that's likely where they'll be. For OCS, it's another team likely to make the playoffs. They're now fall to 6-3, and we'll see where they match up. And now the players paying respect to the fans as they do at the end of each game, going over to the fans and letting them know that they thank them for coming out and showing out as they do all the time here at Jones. Now Tessa, I see her down there. She's got Chase Pitts with her trying to set up a spot and interview our player of the game, Chase Pitts. Right down there at the 50-yard line, it is Tessa Durrell with both Chase Pitts and Riley Ellison.
All right, I have our 2 players of the game down here. So first I'll start with Chase. Major play for you there. Completely changed the momentum of the game, this touchdown into this end zone here. What's going through your mind when Asen throws that ball to you into the end zone?
Too open not to drop it, honestly. It was one of those plays where it's like it was right there and it was so open that dropping it was pretty nerve-wracking. So yeah, I just concentrated. So yeah, pretty much that's it.
Now, Riley, you playing on both sides of the ball, and senior night here, so major implications, getting close to playoffs. How do you feel your responsibility has maybe increased, or how do you feel your role has shifted throughout the year with this team?
No, it's shifted a lot. Starting off the year, I was only offense, only played tight end, didn't go off the field on offense. Now I basically split time on both sides of the ball, and I love it. It's great. I want to help the team as much as I possibly can, and it's about winning. It's a little bit beginning of the year I was a little selfish, and I was just kind of worried about if I got the ball. But now I realized that it's about the team. I want the team to win, and I hope we can make a run. And so I'm excited to see what we do.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys. I'm going to get your coach here in a second. Back to y'all for just a second.
You heard there from Chase Pitts and Riley Ellison, two seniors with big-time performances here. Riley Ellison, a couple of catches on offense and 2 sacks defensively. That really helped out. And Tessa now waiting on Coach Kevin Witt to get his thoughts from this game. But as I mentioned, you heard from Chase Pitts and Riley Ellison there. 2 big games. Chase Pitts has been the leading receiver on this team all season long, and Ellison, a guy that's going to play college football somewhere next year. He's got a ton of Division II and JUCO-type offers. That big frame, the size, and now he's shown that he can play both sides of the ball. And then Chase Pitts, we all know about his speed and his leaping ability, and he used that speed for that 60-yard touchdown. And now we will send it back down to Tessa with Coach Kevin Witt.
All right, I'm down here with Coach Witt. Coach Witt, first off, a very tight first quarter for you guys, and then going in, you guys really pulled away on offense. What led to that for you guys?
The defense had some good stops and some good turnovers that kind of got things going for us. Penalties is what kind of slowed us down tonight. We had some mistakes, and we just got to clean those things up.
Now going into later games and, of course, playoffs coming up soon, how do you try to eliminate those things like penalties and just mental mistakes on your team's behalf?
Just keep focusing on them in practice day by day, just trying to get better and cut those things out.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Thanks to Coach Witt for giving us his thoughts on the game there, and thanks to Tessa for running down there, pulling double duty, running down from the color spot down to the field to get those interviews. It's been a great night for the Longhorn faithful here. 42-14 on senior night. The Longhorns with the big-time win. I want to give a shout-out to Cole and Vance, who help us run these streams. They have all year long. They're both seniors as well, so got to give them shout-outs on senior night. And thanks to Tessa for joining me this week and joining me for the rest of the season as my color commentator. I'm Zach Reynolds. For everybody at the Oklahoma Sports Network, we'll see you next time.